I guess make sure that we have like the chat up just in case anyone hops on this time. Oh, cool. Well, I mean, yes, because I'm not going to be able to read it from here. You're definitely not going to be able to read it from there. That's fine. Dope. Are we live? Are we going? Are we live? Are we live?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, theoretically, in theory, people can see and hear. I don't. Ooh, look at that! Brighter this time. We heard the comments from ourselves, and got brighter. Let's go into package out for delivery. Hey,
Justin's fancy coffee cups. Ooh.
Oh, that's right, baby.
Did you get them from Nespresso or just in conjunction?
Them from Amazon. Oh, also, I just realized we're doing this and it still just says stream is starting.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, give me 2 shakes for the lamb's tail because I need to check on.
That's what a lamb's tail sounds like, just in case you guys didn't know.
I'm going to check on this to make sure that that is in fact up on both YT and Twitch, and then I'll go switch it.
Double stream. What's she know about that? Probably more than us.
Yeah. Probably. All right. So I think it looks like it's starting alone. Let's check. Hindsight 2020. Great.
Can they still hear us? Just see the other screen?
Yeah, that's still loading for me. I don't know if it's like the so they see that screen right now. And let me see.
Yeah.
Yep. So
oh, fancy. Today we have a little bit of trivia coming up. We're going to be
Glad Your Game does look live on
talking
YouTube.
about Cyberpunk 2077 versus PlayStation, as well as Super Nintendo World.
Bang, baby.
I'm gonna need to look up how to pronounce that guy's
so we're
name.
looking good.
Dope.
And we're 1080-60 on both.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna close. Well, actually, I'll keep them. I should have just kept the other one up. So we'll try it.
Trivia.
I don't have multiple. I don't have multiple screens, so it's a bitch to gonna be like try to read the chat. That's kind of
we'll go with Twitch chat because they're our OGs, and maybe pop over to YouTube when we can. But it's reasonable that you don't have both up at the same time.
Well, I mean, I got both up. It's just I'm gonna try to just switch. It's just like I'll try to look over 5 to 10 minutes.
Are we recording on?
Is what I'm saying. Every 5 to 10 minutes, I'll like look at the chats. Just be like, is there?
Are we like podcast recording?
No, I need to do this first.
Do it. Hurry. Welcome to the most professional studio. I'm actually very impressed with what we've been able to throw together. Hello. How you guys doing today?
All right. So
where's my camera?
Did you need stuff set up? Are you good? Do you want me to start?
I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah.
Welcome to Glad Your Game Pod. We've been recording the whole time. We might have to cut some of that because it's been like 2.5 minutes.
I feel like I need to change my camera because you are just past it, and I don't know if I want it to look like I'm staring into the audience's eyes.
I don't know. I don't even know what mine looks like because I have to like keep switching screens.
Looks like you're looking just over,
which is good, right?
Yeah,
that's what we want to say. All right, and then you got to do boom, boom. Guess who did that? It was me. Lying. It was Sage. But also, when I'm pointing at that, I'm pointing out to our Glad Your Game logo for our audio listeners. That's right, because we're now a video podcast. We brought it in the heat. We brought the goods. We brought the stuff that we actually had since the first podcast, but realized we can just use our cell phones to use recording. So now we've done that. It's a bitch to kind of set up, but it's kind of fun. It also is going to make editing a lot easier because we're just going to be like, that's what's out on YouTube and Twitch.
I have to cut it up, which is nice.
So yeah, and it's also just what's out on YouTube and Twitch. So it's like, well, there are versions of this.
Yeah.
The only thing is you won't see, I guess we have to figure out how to do live drops of like the trivia music to like turn it on and stuff, like a mixer.
Yes.
But that's the next thing. So we got on the video.
Yeah. Also, like you can visually see us thinking instead of having to just sit through dead air.
Yeah, and you'll see that we try to. Well, I mean, we're trying to make the visual aspect worthwhile, not just us talking into it, but it'll probably will be that. But this is like the steps in a grand plan. So you just first one was make the fucking podcast finally.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was let's do a little more in the podcast. Let's get some goals like do Twitch streaming, which I haven't done a ton lately. That's mainly just because of my day job. This is not paying the bills right now, so
Not yet.
just getting burnt out with that. But I will get back into streaming. But now we're at least counting as streaming right now since we're live on Twitch. So, and then that was the second echelon or prong of the attack, you would say. Third prong was getting us on video. Fourth prong,
3-prong trident. I like it.
Yeah. Well, now we're on the fourth prong. Is to getting to.
That's just a fork. I don't like it anymore.
Yeah, we're not spork people, man. We're going is to get the mixers and live drop-ins, and then the fifth one is just to sell this podcast to someone who will pay for us to do this as their daily jobs, and then we can do tons of content. And Sage can still edit shit and we'll allow that.
I'm still just focused on this fork analogy.
Yeah. So that'll be the fifth prong of the fifth fork.
Oh, a fancy fork.
The single. Yeah, it's one of those like like the outs and the in. We're like the outside one. It's like you gotta go. We don't fuck around. All right? We're not the inner fork. We're the outer fork. So you got to make it up for us. All right? You got to get going. So, anyways, that's so fucking hot.
Since this is the last
of us
airing podcast before Christmas, what are your Christmas gaming plans?
Ooh, well, it's gonna be more Cyberpunk. Is this the last one before Christmas? No, we have one more. We can do one. Yeah.
We might record another, but.
Yeah, because we had to drop one on next Monday, so it's 28th of December. But we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
We're still going to have another one.
Yes,
it's the last.
I'm
one.
just saying it's the last one before the day of Christmas.
Oh, you mean? I thought you meant December. I don't know why I was saying that. Okay. I'm just gonna be playing more Cyberpunk. I kind of want to get the Oculus Quest 2 because you guys talked about it. But I want to try the new Valorant.
We'll see.
Yeah, I need to try out the new Valorant stuff. I want to get back into Phasmophobia. But really, Cyberpunk's my number one game. Like that's all, and I'm already playing it. And maybe Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's those are my two big things. How about
you? We're trying to set up some like online gaming with my cousins. We did it with my mom's side on Thanksgiving. We're gonna try it with my dad's side on Christmas.
Like Jackbox, or is this different?
Yeah, I think we're gonna like start doing Jackbox. We're gonna get like the new Party Pack 7, I think it is.
Ooh, okay.
Which was the one that Game Brew did for their charity stream. And then there's a possibility that we'll do a little Among Us. Okay. But my dad also like sent out the group text where he's like, I got like Cards Against Humanity, I got categories, like we're going old school. I'm like, all right, go Pops. Yeah. He's usually like, get your ass up and help in the fucking kitchen. And now he's like, well,
let's play games.
I got you guys some games.
Yeah. There you go. Well, at least it'll be fun. I'll probably still tell you the other part, though.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yin and yang.
Yes, of course. Okay.
But Cyberpunk, I think we can let that be a transition.
I think, to be honest, you were just mentioning Among Us, coming to play that online with your family. I was just going to say it got announced that it's officially coming to Xbox. Sage and the Beer live. It actually got announced that it's coming to Xbox Series X and X. And
so for something like that, does it have to be chat? Like, how you can't type fast enough to play that game?
I think it's going to use the voice chat.
Yeah,
I would assume. Yeah, because you definitely can't type fast. It's also a bitch if you type with a controller. If you ever try to do that, it's like the worst thing ever. You need a keyboard.
No, it's terrible.
Or like a phone. So either they'll probably incorporate it so you can use the phone as like the channel, the touch channel, or like they just can use the party system. So you just talk it out, which should actually probably be easier. So that's pretty cool. It's on Xbox, and there's no confirmed date, but when it won't be on Xbox consoles, but it will be coming to Xbox Game Pass. It sounds like, which would be awesome.
I guess that makes sense. That's their whole plan, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be for those who have it. So it's like really you can get it on PC as well. So that's how you can get it on both.
Awesome.
But yeah, so it'll be free if you have Game Pass, which I keep saying is like the best deal in games. So just since you guys are talking about that, if that was next year, you guys will be able to play that. But yes, if you want to get into the Cyberpunk stuff, I wasn't sure if we wanted to ease into that or just get after it, but I'm ready. I think I have enough coffee to kind of go on my rant.
Well, I just found out about it yesterday, aka Saturday, but I think it was like a Thursday, Friday thing where it happened.
So it was like, it was like Wednesday night or Thursday. They were like, I'm trying to let
you just lay it out for the people that don't know.
Because I was in bed when I got the text about it.
I
remember exactly where I was. Like, big moments in history. You remember where you were, the Cyberpunk being taken off, various other famous events. But So they pulled Cyberpunk from the PlayStation Store.
Yes.
So it's like an unprecedented move, especially for a game, but really specifically for a AAA game. It's like unheard of. And Cyberpunk sure shit is a AAA game. So pulling it from the store completely, like if you search for it now, you can't download it.
It just doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Well, all the knockoffs still do.
Still there. The page is still there.
Interesting.
You just can't buy or download it. Now I told Sage there's a lot of overreaction to this. The overreaction is not the action of Sony.
Well, before we get into the whole like crowd and internet thing,
just going to why it got
what
pulled?
did they not do?
Well, which one are you talking about?
So they didn't like delete the game from people's accounts who already have it.
That's what I was going to kind of go into with like that. So they pulled it from the store. So if you do not own Cyberpunk and you have a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 Pro, a Sony product, pretty much, a Sony console, and you want to play it today, you cannot purchase it digitally on that console. Now, you can still pick it up from GameStop or Best Buy or whatever. This physically, you can still play. The game's still playable. It's just that they're not selling it on the store for an interim period until some bugs get fixed.
Okay.
But if you already bought it,
if
you own it, like me, I bought it digitally from the PlayStation Store. There's no difference between the PlayStation 4 store and the PlayStation 5 store. It's the same store. It did not remove it from my console or anything like that. It's still also supported. So when they have updates, they just had a big update to it yesterday.
Yeah.
It still gets updates. It's still fully supported. It's just that new customers cannot buy it. That's it. If you are an existing customer, you didn't lose your game. There's no issue of like, this is why you get physical discs instead of digital. So they don't like take it away. No one took away your game. You still have it. There's no difference between that and the physical.
Yeah.
And it's still easier than the fucking physical. But what they did is you just can't buy it. You can't buy new ones. And that's about it. From the PlayStation digital store. Again, you can buy them from like GameStop and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, and they're still patching it. You still have all your saves, still patching it. So nothing is really affecting anybody that already owns it. It's just really stopping new customers from getting it. The reason they did this is because there are so many bugs, which I'm having like not many issues. It just crashes every now and then. And it's a lot less since the big update that I said
which is still
yesterday.
Pretty unheard of for a console game, right? Especially a AAA title.
Not really, no. That's the funny part. There's worse starts. Skyrim had a worse start. Like Fallout had worse starts. Those Bethesda games were like unfucking playable. So Fallout 76 unplayable, kind of like how people are mentioning Cyberpunk is, but they didn't get pulled from the stores and people didn't bitch. And there was like a year later and these bugs still were happening.
Yikes.
This is like it's been like a 1 week. It's literally been a week and like 2 days. So it's like some people it's like, okay, like this is not unheard of bugs.
Yeah.
It is just because everybody wanted to play and somebody bought it once. More than people bought Skyrim at once initially. That like grew over time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's just kind of the thing. Now, granted, Skyrim was still playable with a lot of their bugs, but the game would crash. The problem is if you have the PS4 copies, which I kind of went into this last episode, I was like, I mean, it sucks to say, but if you have the PS4, just don't get it until you get a PS5.
Yeah.
And because it's the hardware capability is not there for this game. They're going to patch it. They have a massive patch coming out in January and another massive one in February that'll fix like all the rest of the issues. So we'll be way more playable on the older consoles, PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Also, side note, Microsoft did not pull it. PlayStation and Microsoft are all both offering full refunds. So if you really don't want it or whatever, you can submit to there. You can submit to GameStop. You can submit to Best Buy. And if they don't cover it, CD Projekt Red said they'll refund you directly.
Dope.
So like you can get a refund if you really. I would suggest to not overreact and just let them fix this game. Because as someone who is able to play it, it's fucking incredible to play. It does crash every now and then, but I'm talking like once in like a 5-hour session, which like probably isn't as common that people are doing. So like, but like, and I'll do a couple of those. So I'm at, for the record, I think last week I was at like a little under 15 hours. I'm at like 34 now. So I've been putting in,
and that's where the Shining Knight Sir Save-A-Lot comes to the rescue.
Yes. So I've been like, yeah, exactly. Like definitely always save because you just don't know what's going to happen. So save a shitload. There is a save bug, but that's on PC where your save game gets corrupt. So that sucks for them. But that's not reported on consoles yet. So we're good there, knock on wood. So save a lot, save often, save a lot. But it's an incredible fucking game, and it is getting better. And they're patching in bugs, so they're not adding a ton of new features right now. They're kind of just like fixing shit before they're going to actually update it. Because remember, I'm playing a PS4 copy and the PS5. The PS5 version doesn't even come out till next year. And I keep seeing the PC versions, which is it almost looks like a different game with how much additional level of detail they're able to add. And it just makes me want to get the PS5 one there so bad.
Yeah.
Or just get it on PC. But anyways, and the whole point of this is so Microsoft didn't pull it. Sony did because they basically have quality standards, as they call it, that like it just didn't meet the quality they want to, because it is essentially unplayable. I mean, like if you have a base console, the hardware, like I said, it's just not there. And it's not fair to sell a product that just doesn't work because you're buying it assuming, oh, this definitely is working. It's like, and it's kind of passable. Some people don't have the issues, some people do. And it's kind of like it was just too high of a percentage. It will be back on the store after these 2 patches that I talked about, one in January, one in February.
Yeah.
I would bet it'll definitely be back on the store in February after the second patch. I would bet it's probably going to be back in January after the first patch, though. I don't think they'll wait till February. I would bet it's probably back in January after the first big patch, because then it's like majority playable and they fix a lot. Now, what am I talking about? It's like stuff isn't rendering. The game crashes. The assets look like shit. But again, it just wasn't built for that. And some of this is on the devs too. And I was talking about this, is they had such an innovative and ambitious ideals for this game that they wanted to be, up here. And I'm putting my hand up high for audio listeners, but they want to be like the mountaintop. But but when you're trying to support old hardware like PS4 and Xbox One, you can't do that because it simply can't handle it. And they had to sacrifice.
I mean,
I'm
that's
sure is
kind of the difference between
mechanics.
like both of us and full-time game developers is execution.
Yeah.
Anyone can like sit there and think like this would be cool, but unless you can like put it into practice where it works when you share it out to people, then.
Well, but I'm saying like they obviously had to tailor their vision, because you can't go for this mountaintop thing and then be like, we're also going to come out on old hardware. It's like the fault of CD Projekt Red. I don't put all the bugs on them, on the devs. I put that on the marketing people who are just against them delaying it again, or the business people who are against them delaying again, because the devs all asked for another delay and they didn't get it. So it's like, it's going to be buggy, and everything's always buggy. Skyrim was buggy. Fallout, any Bethesda games, buggy shit. Valhalla crashes all the time. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is Ubisoft. That just got a big fix 2 days ago to fix a lot of crashes in that game. So it's not like all this shit is like unheard of, and especially not unheard in AAA, especially not unheard of in the last 3 weeks from other AAA title. It's just that Cyberpunk is so hyper fucking focused that people are like blowing shit out of proportion. Granted, these are like, you can't, like Valhalla, you can play and it might crash.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like
really play Cyberpunk at all. Like it's on PS4. It is like horrible. It looks like
I wonder if there's like a subliminal thing where it's like you're playing this game where everything's so technologically advanced that it makes your hardware seem less technological by comparison.
Maybe, yeah.
That it's like, oh, I just hacked into this system. I hacked into this guy's brain. I'm doing like whatever that
what's the brain dance?
Yeah, a brain dance. And then your system from 2020 is like,
it's like, I can't handle it. And it's like, well, we're in 2077. And it's funny, there's a couple 2013 and 2020 sequences in the game too that you get to. But it's like steampunk era, so it is a slightly different version of those.
Interesting. Okay.
Or a cyberpunk, I guess, obviously. But I forget what it is. So the point is, they instead of sacrificing ambition, they're like, the fault that I put at CD Projekt Red is they should never have tried to support older hardware. They should just been like, the minimum requirements for this game is PS5, Xbox Series X. We'll get those other new customers when they get the new system. Just like a PC has minimum specs, the minimum specs is the latest consoles. If they would have done that, I guarantee you there'd be a lot less bugs.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot less of these issues. They wouldn't have to deal with all this shit like, oh, well, the assets aren't loading, all that stuff. Because you want to be dealing with hardware that you shouldn't be supporting in the first place. You are trying to push the boundaries. Yeah. They're trying to push boundaries of like PC systems. Like high-end PC systems have trouble running this game at times. You think this was going to just fucking work on a PS4? Obviously, they dulled down the assets and stuff. But they obviously didn't QA it enough. There wasn't enough
that like you
tests
basically have to. I can't imagine that a lot of those assets weren't straight up remade.
They probably. I mean, you can. What's the word I'm looking for? You can have variants to each one, so it's like it will just render in different detail. So like they probably just did something like that. But like I don't know. The point is there's also like all this depth of field shit and all this additional detail that engines just aren't running, like the smoke engine, which sounds stupid, but like it just adds that ambiance for like
it makes some atmosphere for sure.
It's just not on the
Hashtag
PS4.
The Afterlife bar.
yeah. Well, that's a perfect example. If you look at the Afterlife bar, look at a video from a PC, then look at a video from PS4 or Xbox. I keep saying PS4, but it's also Xbox One. They look the same. And then look at it on PS5. It looks better, but still not at the PC one. But again, it's not a PS5 copy; it's a PS4 copy. So
yeah.
But that's my point. They need to realize that their ambition. It's like you cannot support everything, and that's okay. If you want to keep going with that ambition, you have to cut ties somewhere. That was they should have known that.
Yep.
Or if they really wanted,
I believe the ancient Greeks call that hubris.
Yeah. Or if they wanted to support everybody, they had to scale back. The thing is, they kind of did both because they scaled back some stuff they were promising, like destructible environments, things like that, like we saw in 2018. And this additional level of detail on the NPCs and stuff, they kind of scaled that back, I think, to kind of blanket, but they did that across the board. It's the same way on PC and stuff like that, where there's no destructible environment. And
that would probably be awesome to add back in PC.
Right, but they scaled that back to be, oh, these consoles can't support it. And it's like, you're making they made decisions to help support the consoles and then also
Star Wars Episode 9.
Not support the consoles. Right, exactly. You're trying to and it's like but in the end, you're satisfying no one. Everybody's annoyed. And it's like, just do what the Mandalorian does. Be like, we're going to do it this way. And people will like it. Just show some respect. Well, not really. Okay, we just scratched the whole thing because it's not really like that. It's they just shouldn't have tried to support old consoles and accept that this is a next gen game and just drop that identity entirely. Because like it would save so much on the development cycle, so much in the QA cycle, which they obviously didn't focus a ton on older consoles anyways. Considering if it would never have got out the door, this never would have passed any QA checks. Yeah. So it's like,
it is funny too, because I was considering it a win for people that bought the physical PS5, but I think you told me that you can still get like a Amazon download code.
So
if you have digital,
yeah, so you can still buy the codes. I don't know if they still work, but you can still buy digital codes but the problem is you're buying a digital code for the PS Store. So I don't know if they took it off. They basically took the download link away.
Yeah.
But those download codes don't take you to that link. It just puts it in your cart. So I think those would still work. But
that'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah. So I think well, let me see. I'll go on Amazon right now. We'll see if they still, because they're still selling it. It's like,
yeah,
they have to be supporting it at some point because there's just no way you couldn't, or else they're just buying shit that doesn't work.
By the way, if we're gonna keep video streaming, I feel like I need
they actually
tapestry behind me.
Amazon did take the digital code away, so it's just the Xbox One digital code now. So they must have just removed that. But yeah, so I mean, and I get why Sony did it because they don't want to sell shit that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if you have a PS, the store does recognize if you're on a PS4, PS4 Pro, or a PS5. If you're on a PS5, it should let you fucking download it. Because I have a PS5, it's fine on the PS5. It crashes every now and then, but it's nothing like that, and it actually still looks pretty good. And they have that system in there because it actually detects when you're on. Because if you go look at games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, it'll immediately put you on the PS5 version to the PS4 version.
Okay.
Because they have both on the store. So it's like, and like they do that, and then you can choose if you really want to switch it. I don't know why you would, but this would be like, just give me that one. And so they should have just had to do that because that hardware is better. It's like you have a PC with better hardware. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
So it'll be back on the store in January or February for sure. It is getting patched, but let me tell you. They dealt with a lot of shit. It's not the first AAA title to deal with this shit. It just, I think, got the most hyper focused because it's so hyped up, and then so many people bought it. It was like they got the Call of Duty fan base and the RPG fan base, and then everybody bought it.
Yeah,
because like it just broke so many records in sales, like 8 million copies in one day. It's like obviously a lot of people were buying this more than they buy just Skyrim from straight.
Yeah, just the excitement was so high for it, and it's.
Right, the hype train. So it's kind of like, and as a result, they're also hyper focused on the bugs. And a lot of these people have PS4s because you can't buy a PS5 because they're like impossible to find, or a Series X.
Hype train gets the real.
But if you have a
easy.
Series X or a PS5, it runs fine.
Yeah.
If you have an Xbox One or a PS4, it doesn't. Base PS4 Pro, it runs fine on. Xbox One X, it runs fine on. So that's the thing. It's just the base ones, but because of that, and that's like the main thing of that generation, because the Pro and the Xbox One are like can't guarantee everybody has those. The base console is like the main part of that generation, just like PS5 will be the base console of this generation. If it doesn't support that, which is why I'm saying like they should have just dropped it completely and be like, yeah, you're kind of cutting out PS4 customers and you're kind of or PS4 Pro customers and the Xbox One X customers who actually could play this. But at the same point, like they'll eventually upgrade, and maybe a couple of years from now, and then they're gonna play it. And it's just like it is what it is, and like because it's better that you have a game that you can play that you didn't sacrifice development on, where then instead of you sacrifice kind of development and engines from all the versions of the game, and then you still delivered this buggy shit because there's so many issues with the hardware and that. So it's kind of like they made the wrong decision, and I think that's where they missed up. I don't blame the devs for anything that happened, because I think I blame the devs for not. It was definitely the architect and tech lead were like, we can make this work on everything. So just being like, no. I'm sure some of the business people also said that, but the devs should have pressed a little more on that.
Mm-hmm.
And the release date, I know they were pressing against that because they probably realized this situation, and the business is like, well, fuck them for doing that. So I mean, it is what it is. They have the patches coming. It'll be fixed. And in February, it'll be an entirely different game.
Yeah.
It already is like an entirely. They've patched, like I said, they had a pretty big patch yesterday on it. Yeah. And it's fixed a lot of shit. So,
and worst case scenario, like I think these companies are just going to keep learning this lesson until they freaking get it in their heads.
Well, they're going to realize they get more money by delivering a good product, because CD Projekt Red also lost $1 billion in stock.
Mm-hmm.
$1 billion in stock. They went down 30% in stock since this came out because of the bugs. Granted, they made $500 million in one day, and what a lot of that was, some of that was also profit. So, how much did that hurt them? I'm still a lot because it lost. But now all those business people who are pushing the release date has to be now. The devs can be like, "That's why we fucking told you to delay it."
Yep.
Now they're like, "Well, let's release it when it is ready, so we don't lose the stock," because that's really what that whole board cares about, anyways.
And
they don't
some
really
guys
care.
Just in the back, like, no shit, dumbass. Yeah.
That whole board does not give a fuck about this game. They give a fuck about the stock options, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, well then, if you give a shit about your bottom line, we have to wait, and you have to pay a little more development fee. But by the way, we'll make it back in the day it releases, pretty much, if not two. So it's like, just shut the fuck up and let us do our thing. Granted, that also means the developers also have to be like, this is a next-gen game. We are not supporting these different ports. We can't. Or if we want to, we can look into that, but we are not focusing on that right now. Yeah. It's like how shit doesn't come out on Switch immediately, because they're like, how the fuck can we switch this? The Switch is fun, but it is not able to handle what all the other systems can.
Yep.
They needed to treat PS4 and Xbox One generations like that.
It took a while for Untitled Goose Game to come to Switch. So
yeah, and
imagine how long it's going to take for this.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, but it's like, you know, that's on them, and they should have realized that. Whether they did have this conversation or not, they should have pushed for that and be like, it's just not possible.
Yeah.
I'm sure business also had something to do with it, but that I'm not going to just put all on business, because I do believe the engineers have, when you are in that position as like a software architect or whatever, it is your responsibility to be like, this is not going to work. I do it every day. Like, I have to explain that shit. So it's like, that is your responsibility. Business will give you delivery dates, but if you tell them upfront, we can't hit this, it's impossible, they generally will understand, because they'll be like, and then now it's like, I guess like you said, it's a learning lesson. They'll be like, remember what happened last time? We can't fucking hit this thing, so don't even put it on the table.
Yeah.
And that's what you'd be like, you want to do it? Maybe we'll do it. Let's ship it out on the higher end stuff first, and then it'll look good for everything. And then we'll have a back end port in a year.
Yeah.
When we can work on it. And that's what you got to do. But I do want to point, we're going over a lot of negativity. This game is still fucking awesome. I played 34 hours of it, and like, I still haven't even finished the main story. Granted, I'm doing like every side quest, because like the RPGs, the lifeblood of RPGs is the side quest to me. It's not the main story is always good, but the side quests are all the crazy shit, and you get all the cool weapons or gear or guns or whatever, and then you can level up your character. I love it.
Like, I walked in last night on like the Basilisk sex scene.
Yeah, there was a big sex scene in it. And I was like, whoa, all right. And it was almost like a Jaeger pilot sex scene, like, because they were like connected to each other in this Basilisk, which is this big ass like floating, hovering tank.
Which is just like creative as hell. Like, it's that's the stuff where you really see him like pushing the envelope.
Also, you'll see that. So Sage didn't know. Well, just a long story short, you still should get Cyberpunk if you want it. But like I said last week, if you have a base PS4, wait till next gen.
Yeah.
Either if you have a good PC, get it now. If you have a next gen, get it now. Well, you can't digitally on PlayStation, but you can get the disc if you want. And they'll do, if you have the disc or digital, they'll do a free upgrade to PS5 when the PS5 version comes out.
That's cool.
So, and same with Xbox. So you can get the Xbox Series X. You can buy it off the Xbox store still, and just do that. If you really hate it, you can get a full refund. But I'm telling you, just fucking wait it out. Play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which also has crashing bugs, or play something else. And like Watch Dogs Legion's another big one. Play something else, but I promise you, this game is going to be the game you wanted it to be. Just give it time to fix the bugs.
Also,
they should.
Miles Morales is still out there.
Oh yeah, Miles. Everybody's being that by now. I was kidding, but no,
everyone who has a gaming podcast, I'm sure.
Yes,
but
all those dudes. But
people that are still going into the office.
Yeah, but it is, the game is worth it. The story is excellent. Everything you can do in the game today is great when it is working. So when they fix it and actually add new features and hopefully bring some of those old engines back in, like destructible environments or something, if they are going to expand it. I mean, fuck, look at No Man's Sky and look at No Man's Sky when it released to today. It is a different game. It's an outstanding game.
Literally an award-winning
game. It's
game.
everything. Yeah. And it's literally everything they promised it would be. Granted, that wasn't a AAA title, but they are going to, this thing is their first new IP since The Witcher. They are going to not only fix it, they're going to add so much new fucking content and give you the game you want. Just get in when you feel comfortable, but it's worth getting in. Don't let this deter you from ever getting it. I know that's going to happen to some people. They will fix the bugs. I tell you, the core of this game, I have played it. I live in it. It is worth playing. It is worth doing. It is one of the most fun RPGs I've played in a long time since Skyrim. And I think it has the potential to be a lot better. So just trust me, play it. Now, the one thing I was going to say that Sage didn't know is that why Keanu Reeves is in the game is because he's like a cyberpunk lore and he was into all this stuff. And I was telling Sage, I was like, oh yeah, it's like, well, like Johnny Mnemonic. And like, he's like, what's Johnny Mnemonic? So we watched trailer, which everybody should watch that movie. It came out like, I think it's like 80s or 90s or something. He's basically a data courier and puts a USB drive of 80 gigs in his head, which we were like, well, you can have way more than that now, but still kind of cool. But anyways, there's this wire in it called the mono wire. That's this orange wire that looks like electrical that he's like whipping around and stuff. And so you're like, see, that still looks cool. And I was like, do you think so? And he's like, yeah. And they have that in the game, in Cyberpunk. It's literally one of the updates. And it's like, yeah, they have that. Everything when you look at it has the Matrix stuff running down. Also, Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
So there's so much like, it makes so much sense why Keanu Reeves is the fucking guy in this.
Yeah.
And that he's like so beloved in cyberpunk lore, which I don't think a lot of people realized that, but like of that we're outside of that genre of film. But like, that's why it was like, they didn't pick cyberpunk because he's like beloved in general. They picked it because specifically this is like his area. And it's so cool. To me, it was like so cool that they incorporated stuff from like his own movies, like the mono wire and shit like that. Because you watch that in the trailer from 87, and then I'm like, oh dude, it's right here.
Yeah, you like, pull it out and I'm like, whoa.
And I was like, is this what you're talking about? You're like, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, dude, it's awesome. So there's a lot of those cool references and stuff in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny stuff. Oh, GLaDOS is in the game, by the way. So you get that. The cake is a lie. I was like, that sounds like GLaDOS. And then he's like, the cake is a lie. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Hideo Kojima is in the game. And now, as of last weekend, if you play Death Stranding, it has a bunch of cyberpunk material in the game now.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So they're sharing each other's stuff. They have the baby thing in cyberpunk from Death Stranding and stuff. So Hideo Kojima obviously had a close relationship with these guys, so it's pretty fucking cool.
No Norman Reedus, just the fetus.
You just wanted to rhyme with that? Yeah. No Reedus, only fetus. But which reminds me, they keep referencing that PlayStation is going to have they are continuing with the Silent Hills reboot, which is what PT was, which Kojima made obviously with Reedus in the beginning.
Yeah.
That him and Guillermo del Toro, that's what they were hired to do. And then that with the whole Kojima Konami issue, Konami owed them the rights, so they couldn't make it. So that's how Death Stranding came about, because he wanted to use Reedus again and get Guillermo. There's a lot of rumors that apparently Sony bought the rights to Silent Hill back, and we are getting Silent Hills exclusively on PS5 with Kojima back running it, which is like the game he's been dying to do, and he's going to give like all the horror rights. PT was terrifying. And that was a 10-minute game. If he creates a 20-hour story-driven horror game, I don't know if anybody could finish it. Like, it's going to be awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I can't wait. So our rumors about that will stay on true. I will tell you as soon as it's official. But that is, I know, is a side tangent. But yeah. So long story short, Cyberpunk is fucking worth it. You can't buy it on the PlayStation Store. You can get it everywhere else. You can refund it if you want. It is worth sticking in. And we wanted to kind of clear up all the overreactions some people are having. Like, they deleted off your thing. You got to get physical copies. They didn't delete off anybody's fucking console. All your saves and your thing is there. You just can't buy it if you wanted to buy it today, which sucks for new customers. But you just hold up or get the physical. You can still do that, or wait 2 more months, and then you get it when it's more playable. Then, anyways,
yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm upset that you got all of those Japanese names right and didn't confuse them, because I completely forget what the dude's name is who created Mario and have had a hard time pronouncing that anyway. And I don't have my phone because I'm streaming on it. So I'm sitting here just trying to like rack my brain. There we go. Miyamoto.
Sir, I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I think it's Suguru Miyamoto. It's Shigeru, but Miyamoto. Well, I mean, Hideo Kojima and Konami, like those, I've been following that since Metal Gear 1 and all that. So he's like one of my beloved game directors. So I'm like, well, I know that guy because like I love that dude. So like, yeah. And also it does get confusing when people are like, when it was Kojima at Konami, because he used to just work for them. Like, it was like, people was like, well, Konami. I'm like, Konami's the company and the publisher. Kojima's the guy.
Yep.
And they're like, you could see, and they are kind of similar. When you see them written next to each other, you can definitely get it confused. Like I definitely have. But after like years, it's like, all right. I actually thought I was going to fuck it up too. I was like, wait. And I was like, okay, cool. I got it. Yeah. It was like, because it's Kojima Productions and like Konami Studio. It's the whole thing. Yeah. Whatever. Fuck it. I got it right. I'm not going to keep going because then I will fuck it up. Miyamoto is who you're talking about.
Miyamoto. He just like came out with his whole video introducing Super Nintendo World.
Bam bam, Super Nintendo.
And it's very interesting. It's really cool to see something like that really just turn into a whole experience. I feel like it's what Disney does, it's what Universal does, and Universal's the one that's like pairing up with Nintendo to make this.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah.
But the fact that it's like so cartoony, and that's like,
it looks like the fucking game.
The
art, the art and the paint. I was actually like, this sounds weird, but I was wondering about like the paint of it, because it pops.
Is it gonna fade?
Yeah, is it gonna fade? And also, but right now it just pops so much, just like the like an actual digital game does. It's just crazy.
Absolutely.
Like the art,
like they're showing like the coin spinning with like the light reflecting off of it. I'm like, oh my god, this is a whole damn thing.
And the watch thing I really like too. Yes, you can hit the blocks.
Yeah. So what they have when you come in is you can buy these watches that have a QR code on the back of it, and they're all like Mario branded or whatever, Luigi, whatever.
They're almost like amiibos. Like if you have,
and apparently they still work as amiibos when you bring them home. Oh. There's like other stuff you can unlock with the Switch.
Oh, fucking sweet.
Yeah. So you put these watches on and you go around and you can like actually like hit bricks and collect coins or do like different activities, which was my favorite part about the video. Apparently there's not a Japanese word for activity, so it's just like activitio.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah. Oh. Like that's the only word that I
noticed. That was like,
and yeah, like they all look cool. It's super interactive. The activities, it's just something that I feel like I would have loved as a kid. And they really put a lot of work into just creating imaginative things. It seems like they might have gotten like some Disney Imagineers in there or something like that. Because
I mean, it feels like you literally get dropped into Super Mario World.
Yes.
I mean, at least with the video and the picture show, it's like they have the underground levels.
That was like one of my favorite. And there's this hallway that he like walks through, and it has like tunnel, right? All these, it has all these lights. So you're like distracted by that, but you don't realize, or at least I didn't for the first like 30 seconds or whatever, that the size of the walls and everything are changing. So you start as like a normal size Mario on the one side, and then you're a tiny Mario on the other side. So then
everything else is bigger.
The cubes are bigger, the bombs are bigger, and it's freaking sweet. That's the kind of stuff that me as a 32-year-old man, I'm like, I kind of want to go to Super Nintendo World.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, after the pandemic, we got to do a Glad You Game Japan trip. I've been trying to go to Japan for fucking ever.
Yes.
Obviously, just for their whole game, because gaming culture now it's being accepted more worldwide here as like something that's like not just nerdy. It's like the largest entertainment industry in the world, but now it's also kind of like how Marvel kind of like comics are like kind of cool.
Yeah, but
nerd culture is cool now. Gaming's cool. Japan nerd culture and shit has been cool for like since the 80s. Like, and like, I mean, the people in Japan like dress up as like the characters, like as like
just for
work.
fun.
Like
no Comic-Con stuff. Just
that's like them going to work or like just like out and about. And it's not like
I'd say out and about more than work.
Yeah, but it's not
I'm
like
not going to show up in a Sailor Moon outfit.
But they have like the dyed hair and shit. Like it's like more of a common like green and blue. And it's like it's not like cosplay, like you said. It's just kind of like that's just Jim on his well, it's definitely not Jim, but like it's Hideo Kojima. I dress up, but yeah. So it's really cool. But like this is like takes the cake because it's like you have Disney World. It's like that's cool. It's like I want to go to Star Wars Land, Avatar World. I don't really care about, but that'll still be. I heard that's still awesome. This looks like the ultimate. It's like, especially like you said, like the pipes, everything bigger, just the innovation they thought of on their first run through. I think, like you said, they had to have brought in some Imagineers at this because they're the best in the game at it.
Yeah.
And like, I know it's Universal, but I'm sure there's some type of talks about it. By some type of cock in there. Yeah.
It's really on brand for Nintendo.
Big cock people.
The other thing,
except if you go through that tunnel, then small cock, or no, massive, huge cock. Yeah.
The other thing that was really
right in the Peach's castle
interesting was in Bowser's Castle. There's like a Mario Kart ride.
Oh yeah, thing. With AR goggles.
Yes, that's what I was super excited about. They have like augmented reality helmet / goggle things that you put on, and
it's Mario's hat is like the helmet.
Yes, yeah. I'm really excited to see augmented reality in that kind of setting. I'm sure someone's done it out there with all the stuff at Universal at some point, but
it will be fucking sick.
Yep.
Yeah, we just need everybody just take the vaccine so we can go fucking do this.
You get the visceral real world kind of like hair blowing coaster part of the ride, but then to have like elements that you'd only get in like a VR situation before that you now have. Yeah, especially Nintendo's the best thing to do that with because it's already kind of cartoony. Yeah. So it's not going to feel hokey, hopefully.
Right. And they're so good at this innovation. I mean, look, I think they've been kind of moving towards like human interaction, like interesting ways of doing it. Like the Wii was the whole premise of the Wii did that. Yeah. The Switch kind of took it to another level, but also incorporated a lot of the Wii stuff. Wii U, we just don't talk about. But like, so they've always thought of like innovative ways to do it. So that like to them to bring like essentially like a live gaming into the real world with the AR stuff. Yeah. It honestly makes me be like, are you guys going to sell this AR component like outside of this? I can like kind of fuck with it around my house, like attached to like my 3DS or some shit like that. Like that would be dope.
It'd be real cool. Yeah. So hopefully that's kind of like the next iteration in the system. Like I don't want to see a complete change of the Switch. I love the Switch. Like
just a little more horsepower in it, probably.
Exactly. Like actually have 4K capabilities.
No, I want horses powering it. Like horse and buggy. Get the Amish involved. We'll drive through. Yeah.
4K needs to be in there. A little more processing power.
If they
were able, shut the fuck up. If they were able to do like an actual like AR VR incorporation into it, I feel like
that'd be awesome.
That's the team that would do it well. Where it's not going to be two separate experiences. They're the ones that I would trust to have like a seamless kind of thing where it's like, if you don't want to do it, the game is still awesome. But if you do want to throw it on, it kicks it up to the next notch. Yeah. Is like the same difference between playing on a controller or like doing the steering in Mario Kart or something like that.
It's like both are supported.
It's the same thing, but it's just a higher playing experience, especially for kids or something like that, where you're not actually driving a car yet, but you can whip it in Mario Kart with some cardboard fucking attachment. Right. And like that shit is
cool. I will say the DualSense is kind of like almost like a Nintendo innovation.
Yes.
With it. It's like you can play it like a normal thing, or it's like you have all the sensories on, so like you feel the impact of the guns and the recoil or whatever, the tension. That was kind of like the most innovative thing I've seen out of Sony in a while. I mean, obviously the PlayStation Move, which pretty much just took that stuff from the Wii.
Yeah.
But it's that's the most innovative thing that I've seen that like Nintendo didn't do first. Like they were like, we're gonna do this. So that's it's cool to see them do that. But yeah, like you said, if I would trust anyone to do this, it would be Nintendo to do it first. I think Sony could also incorporate it. I'm sure Xbox could as well.
Well, that's the thing too.
I think they need to open the doors
Sony
to prove the markets.
Xbox have done it. You have your Sony
well, that's VR.
And
that's VR though, not AR. So we don't have the AR is what I think is easier because then it's like you don't have to. You can see what's going around you.
Yes. Yeah.
But then VR, that's what's cool about VR is that you're literally placed in the other world. So that's why having it being in a go-kart where you're driving around, it's like you need to see where the fuck you're actually going, but we're going to incorporate the visual elements, which is really cool. But I would love to have more AR in games as well because I think that would be kind of cool.
Yep. The other thing about Super Mario World that I still don't know how I feel about is the like cafe that they have.
Oh yeah, some of the food looks scary as shit to me.
It looks cool, but not like something I would want to put in my mouth.
Right. It's like it looks well designed, but half of them I'm like, is that plastic? Or is that like real? Because they made it look like the Mario burgers and the mushroom burger. I'm like, that looks cool, but like I'm sure it is edible, but they present it in such a way. Also, like
even it's edible. I don't want like marzipan on my burger.
Yeah. But not only that, it's also like let's say after the pandemic, right? Japan's rocking. This place is open like Disney World is. The lines for the food must be ridiculous because how long does a preparation take to make all this shit? Because you have to prepare it in a nice way.
Yeah.
And it's like it's going to take forever.
I feel like it's like a cute thing that the kitchen is like a little like Toadette or Chef Toad behind like a screen or whatever. And it's like a cute little way to incorporate it. They also don't match the lighting of the screens with the lighting of the
room. Yeah. So it's
room,
like very,
which is just a pet peeve of mine with that stuff. But I feel like the fact that was a side effect of just figuring out how to hide the kitchen from everyone. Cause it's probably just like 1,000 people turning out shit like super high. And
they're probably like, fuck.
Disney has like expensive food just because it's Disney.
Yeah.
I feel like Super Nintendo World is going to have expensive food because it needs to be expensive.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to make any money off of it. Yeah. And it's still going to be like $35 for a burger.
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely I'll eat there and I'll do it once. But like the burger, like, cause like you said, it has like a little dude in it. And like, I'm like, it feels like, am I eating something that's alive? Cause that's what they all look like. And I'm like, I love what you're doing.
Yeah,
but I could have been fine with a normal.
My favorite one is the simplest one where it's just like an inverted pizza with like a little mushroom crust on top of it. Yeah, and I'm like, there we go. That's all you need. Put like little couple toasty pepperoni eyes on it or whatever it is. And
I do like that it's Kinopu's Cafe instead of Toad's Cafe because Toad's name in Japan is Kinopu.
Yeah, so same with Bowser is Koopa.
Yeah. So they kept the. I like that they're like, well, it's like we are in Japan and we're going to our roots, so we are not going to use the English name. It's like we are going to use the Japanese.
Absolutely.
And then you have to read the English name is the Japanese like name, which is Kinopu or Koopa's Castle, as opposed to Bowser's Castle. We just have to know what that is. But they've also said like Koopa Troopas. I mean, you know what those are from the game.
Sorry, Bowser is King Koopa.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just thought that was kind of cool. And on brand for them. They had that cool little popcorn thing he has from the Star or whatever. There's a bunch of cool little things. And the store is like the One Up Cafe or the One Up Factory, which is just like, here's our gift shop. We're making all the fucking money. But
that was one like cultural thing where he's like, it might be rude of me to be eating while walking around. I'm like, is that rude in Japan?
Apparently, yeah. You don't see people.
I feel like they have like food vending machines. There was definitely like something lost in translation in that part. I'm like, it's not rude to eat pop. He's like, but don't worry, this is like peach flavored popcorn. I'm like,
so it's not rude then. Everybody in Japan knows if it's peach flavored, it's not rude. That's just the thing. Also, peach flavored popcorn just sounds fucking wild. Yeah, that does not sound. I don't want that ever.
It was also a little creepy that he like. It's one thing when he's like, I'm like the father of Mario in like a gaming sense. But when you have...
He's like, I ejaculated and birthed with my essence. Mario.
You have
it was me.
These full-size characters in the park and they're doing like a photo shoot with them. And then he's like, goodbye, kids.
Yeah, it definitely got a little weird there. It's like, let's separate design from this. When you're like, my child, it really sounds like you're fucking a computer. This is like, when I fucked the Nintendo the first time, Mario popped out. Ah!
That being
I watched
said,
too much Conan. I feel like that was a Conan voice. Whatever.
For a like grandpa getting excited about cartoons, like it's something that shouldn't work, but the fact that like he is the brainchild, or that is the brainchild of him, like is just, you can tell that there's some kind of charm and personality that breaks through like all the weirdness of that, and he's still just the most lovable dude, even if he's speaking in a different language, being awkward as popcorn.
Because he just truly loves it. That's the thing. It's like when someone is so passionate about that, it just kind of gets you going. It's like, that's why we're glad you came here. So we get our passion, hopefully riles you up. Can't even focus on work that day, or maybe you can. I don't know. You're just like, let's go play Cyberpunk. Fuck those bugs. But yeah, I mean, did you have anything more about? Because there's actually two other things I want to jump in before.
Oh, two other things.
Just quick. Just League of Legends has been huge. We've talked about it a little bit. Obviously, it's the number one game in the world. That and Dota, which are the same game, just Riot made League of Legends after Dota.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to pay for it through Blizzard. So they announced, Riot executive did confirm a League of Legends MMO is in development.
Oh,
all right. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
To compete with World of Warcraft, which does still exist, by the way. But that would be huge. That might get me back in the MMO game. But yeah, they were talking about it. So that's all it was. It was just a tweet from an executive. Someone was like, "Is it an MMO? What is it?" And he's like, "It's an MMO," and that's it. So everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And that was 3 days ago. So that's all the information we really have about it. It's new. It's a League of Legends MMO. That's it. And then also in Grand Theft Online, they just dropped a new heist, but it also dropped a full new island. So it's the first time they actually expanded the map that big. So a whole new island in GTA 5. This is awesome because it finally gives you new content to play at. And I heard the new map is great, and they have like a bunch of famous people in the new heist, actually, like real life famous people.
Okay. The
problem with it is this is becoming an ongoing game, which is great. But motherfucking make GTA 6, or if you are, just announce the goddamn thing. The problem with it is they keep doing this. It's obviously a gold mine because GTA 5 keeps showing up on Sage's favorite thing, NPDs every goddamn month. It's still there. It didn't come out on PS4. It came out on PS3 and then skipped the entire generation.
Yeah.
And it's still every month the number one, a top
it's
10.
Number one. It's not getting passed by any other game.
Yeah, it's either number one or in the top 10 every month. An entire generation of games.
I was just trying to get you to admit what games passed it so that I would have hints for the MPD trivia.
I did not know. But yeah, it's even though it released in 2013, which is when PS4 was like out or coming out, and then PS3, but they just kept supporting it and kept supporting it. So it was never a PS4 version. It was a PS3 version that they like up, kind of like Cyberpunk was sharing. But they never made, so they skipped the whole generation. So like, Jesus Christ, dude, like how much, and they're making so much fucking money. Half of me thinks it's kind of like, what's her name is at Valve, who's just never going to make Half-Life 3 because Steam makes so much money. Which also, side note, go back to Cyberpunk. There is, in 2077, there's one of the note cards you pick up is No Life 3. It's finally released. No Life 3. After 57 years of waiting, we finally released No Life 3. And all this, and it's a direct hint to Half-Life 3 finally getting released from Gabe Newell, and it is fucking hilarious. But yeah, so I thought the GTA 6, it's cool they added a new map, GTA Online. Scares the shit out of me because it makes me be like, you just made a whole new area in GTA Online. That makes me feel like you're even further away from a GTA
They're
6.
Obviously putting manpower into just keeping this going.
But I'm hoping they at least announce something like we are starting to, because let's just like make it. You skip the whole generation. I want to see you leverage everything in the PS5 and just leverage the shit out of it. And just the new tech and everything, because they obviously do graphic updates for GTA 5. They've had like massive updates, so it's kind of like it looks more modern. But I want a new story. I want all this new shit.
See, that's the thing, is I think they might have also been waiting for 2077 to come out, because they've milked the 80s. They've milked like kind of that like turn of the century vibe. And now it's like a modern one. Like they're either going to have to go like futuristic, or they're going to have to do like some like weird 50s noir or something like that.
Yeah, well, they did with LA Noire. They already did the 50s noir thing, but not for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
But Rockstar did. But I don't know, because they only had one 80s game, which is Vice City. All the other ones were in like all the other ones were modern day. 3,
Yeah,
San
but
Andreas.
they've had so much like time in between them that they felt like kind of different eras.
I think they're going to go back to the 80s. That's what I think is going to happen.
I mean, they might with all like the Stranger Things and stuff of the world right now,
90s or something. I don't know, or just do modern. I mean, to be honest, the story from that one is from 2013. It's very different in 2020. They could just make a 20, and it's not going to come out till 2022 or something. So just make a 2022 storyline. That would be fine, which could be a lot more modern and all that stuff. It's really the story. The stories
that or go to a different country.
Yeah,
like
well, that's
having
like
in
London,
like Dubai or something like that would be.
Well, I want UK, like because there was a game series called The Getaway, which was kind of British version of Grand Theft Auto. It wasn't as like beloved or whatever, and they made 2 of them. It wasn't as well done, but people have been dying for an LA one. Or what the other reference is, they're making a map that's like we're gonna have New York, LA, and everything in the next game. Meaning they can like traverse the whole country. It's not just this is the California Grand Theft Auto. It's like, no, this is like you can go wherever.
Wasn't GTA 5 LA?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you said they were gonna come out that LA. Never mind.
3 and 4 were Liberty City.
Yeah.
5 and San Andreas were LA, and then Vice City was like Miami.
Okay, yeah.
But what I'm saying is they're gonna have one where it's like we have Liberty City plus San Andreas.
Next up, Cincinnati.
Yeah. But that way you can travel to New York or LA or San Andreas in the same game. It's not like,
all right. Yeah.
They just like grander scale where it takes place, because that would be kind of cool. And like Montana's actually in.
It has like a Tesla sponsored Hyperloop.
To get you across
like travel platform.
But like something like that, or like maybe it's Liberty City and you can fly across the pond to London and incorporate something. I don't know. They need to. I need a new Grand Theft Auto, because they have the best story. They change the game every time a Grand Theft Auto comes out. They completely change the game on open world gaming.
Yeah,
and the story is always top notch. I mean, they blow everybody out of the water because they are the best developers in the game. Yeah. But it's exactly like Valve was the best developers in the game, and they stopped developing because they had Steam.
Yeah,
Grand Theft Auto, the online purchases and stuff like that. It's almost like they're done developing. I mean, they still develop content for that, but it's just those purchases. They're like, we're just making. There's printing money. Steam prints money. Grand Theft Auto Online prints money. So my concern is, are you going to do that? Now Valve again did come out with Half-Life Alyx, so they're kind of dipping their toes back into it. But
by the way, I do think I'm onto something with Dubai. Like to have like the whole city with like just supercars rolling around, and then like obviously the whole like oil industry there is probably like one of the most underground cutthroat things with like people taking power from each other. It's on the water, so you have all your beach stuff. Or I think it's
I don't think they'll
and then you have like your desert on the other side.
I think it's going to have to be multiple countries though. I think they can't just do Dubai. That's why, because there's not a ton there. It's like it's one, and then it's all desert around it for like 450 miles. Like so
ATVs.
I think it will be like we have like San Andreas, and then there'll be you can fly to maybe like Dubai or something, and they'll have like 3 countries, and it's going to be a lot of like boat and stuff, and then you get the whole ocean experience.
Yeah.
Plus the fun city experiences, all those. Because they can make the map that big, and they can they're obviously not going to make the scale of the ocean, but kind of just make it like that. I think they can do something like that, and I think that would be kind of cool. Because I agree, they need to incorporate other things, but they also need to make things good. Where like in this, I think they need to latch on to something they've already done and some things they haven't. They might go back to. I could be fine for back to the 80s, though, to be honest, because Vice City's so awesome.
Yeah,
but I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I just want to say, so they did make a new map for that. So who knows when the fuck that's coming to Los Santos. That came out. But who knows when they're going to have a GTA 6. Hopefully they're going to have one soon. There's a lot of rumors coming about it recently. So it sounds like it is becoming VR is another thing that seems to be heavily likely to happen. But we'll see. It is time though. I mean, 7 years. It is time. Although again, we've been saying, it's time for Half-Life 3, and that fucking doesn't come out. I will say, and some fans, I'll mention it in the trailer for this new content island. There is the roads converge, and they make the Roman numeral 6. So every fan is like, GTA 6 confirmed. I can see it on it after you point it out, but it's also like that seems like a fucking stretch. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't. Yeah,
It would actually just be fun to like go back and find like a map in GTA 3 where it makes a 4 and a map in GTA 4 where it makes
So I don't know. I don't know how much I put stock in that fan thing, because I think they would just be like, this is it. But yeah, they are. And it's like a big breakdown. The guy on Twitter took like 4 screenshots and like he's like, GTA 6 officially confirmed. Here's the location on the map. So he put the coordinates on the map where it is. I can't turn this, but like,
yeah. I'll look at it.
It's a windy mountain road. That definitely creates the Roman numeral like 6 VI, but it also looks like, how else would you get around a mountain road? They're always windy. So like, I feel like you could do that on a lot of mountain roads.
Yeah.
It's the George Washington and Jefferson National Forests. So fair. Anyways. Yeah. So that's what we got for that. But let's just jump into trivia before I keep droning on about that shit. I don't have MPDs this week. That's why I was saying it was interesting. They're not out yet. I was looking.
I was like starting to write stuff down, and
I was actually looking for them.
Fine by me.
Actually, they're supposed to be out though. November is supposed to be out December 11th, and I can't find
Mr. MPD. If you're listening, you can hold off as long as you'd like.
Matt Piscatella. That's the guy's name. It's Max Piscatella. Put some respect on that name.
She is initials.
What?
NP. Okay. I've been saying MPD the whole time. Never mind. Anyway, I do have some trivia for you. It ties in with our Super Nintendo world a little bit.
Boom. Let's kick it. I'm still going to look to see if these fucking MPDs are there. So like, I'm just getting, because they're supposed
to.
Yeah.
So
my baby, we got trivia. Trivia coming at you. I've been doing that all day. So
yeah, Justin's been watching a little too much Middle Division sports.
It's like I've Oh, found it. I'm so excited. We're gonna do some NPD. Now that's my big baby. All right, I'm done again.
All right, Mario franchise bad guys. So different baddies.
Okay.
From the Mario franchise. So
you can't see my computer on this, right? Okay, cool.
So it doesn't necessarily need to be like a Mario game, like a Mario title game.
It's just the villains in the Mario games.
In the Mario universe, the larger, Mario franchise. So it can be like someone from a Yoshi thing.
Okay. So
but like they're all bad guys.
Okay.
We'll see how we do.
I'm not gonna do good.
Bowser.
Yes.
Correct.
I'm
starting off strong.
I also realized, did you want me to say the game or just say yes or no? And I was like, yes.
Just yes or no. Yeah.
Okay.
Just whether or not
incorporate the Super Mario World movie from 1993 with Bob Hoskins as Mario.
Sure.
Does it consider? Sorry, what was that voice I did the last time?
Okay. Waluigi. I'm actually not going to tell you yes or no until the end.
I know those two.
Kamek.
Are these going to get harder? Because I don't know Kamek, so just seems like a difficult word to make up. So yes.
Does it? Okay.
Kamek, yeah.
Tortsy.
I might just say yes to all of these. Let's go no. Fuck Tortsy. Whack ass bitch.
Dungoon or Dungoon.
Yes.
Fisho.
That seems really lazy. Yes. Am I covering my face? Yeah. I just realized like my hands are like in front of my face right now. So yeah. All right. I moved them. Sorry. Still getting used to the fucking camera. Audio listeners, don't worry. I'm still getting used to my voice.
So is that a yes or no for Fisho?
No.
Wingo.
Fuck, I should say yes to Fisho. I mean, the laziness of the yes. I want to switch Fisho back to yes to.
Okay. Wario.
Yes. I guess they do those a lot.
Boom Boom.
Yes. Kitty fuck.
Flap Flap.
That's from a movie. That's from Boom Boom Kitty fuck. Jay and Silent Bob's right back. Get an education. What?
Flap, flap.
Oh, I was like clap. STD.
Them cheeks.
Yeah. Clap them cheeks. It's a secret character in Super Mario Galaxy. Galaxy cheek. Yeah, fucking no. I don't know. I'm just gonna be terrible.
Pom pom.
God, I hate these names because then I'm like, oh, I should have said yes to the other. I'm gonna just. Yes.
Bob-omb.
Sure. Yeah.
Cheap.
Fuck off, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, if these, just let's go. No, just
PD Piranha.
that almost sounds like an Animal Crossing name. No.
Captain Thorn.
Yes. Seems like something they would say.
Thwomp.
What'd you call me? Fucking thwomp. I used to make a thing called a thwob. That was like a word I thought I invented. But like, don't be a fucking thwob, bro. Like, what does it mean? Like, I actually never thought it through. But now I'm thinking about it. I'm glad I remembered it. It's like Jabo. Like, I invented 2 words. No big deal.
And the world is a better place for it.
Get your thwob out of there. Like, it just sounds disgusting. When you say thwob, it's like, oh, dude, I got thwobbed last night. Stuck it right in my thwob. Or I put my thwob in that.
A thwomp. Thwomp is the next one.
Oh, my dick is thwobbing. Get it like throbbing. It's a pretty funny joke. I don't know, Sage. I don't fucking know. I hate this game.
Bullet Bill.
Yes.
Hammer Bro.
No.
Koopa Troopa.
Yes.
Scuba Troopa with 2 O's instead of a U.
Yes, only because you're classifying the spelling of this.
All right. So Bowser, yes. Waluigi, yes. Kamek, yes. You got that.
Yes. It's a hard name to make up. Confirmed.
Tortzy, you were correct, is not.
Yeah.
Dunjoon is not. You said it was.
Yeah.
You changed your Fisho answer.
Was it right the first time?
It was right the first time. And Wingo is also one. Wario, correct. Boom Boom, yes. Flap Flap, no, which you got right. Pom Pom, yes, which you got right. So you got all 3 of those right, which I was pretty impressed by because those are a dumb.
They are. I was like, I gotta.
Yeah. Bomb. Cheap is.
Fucking bitch.
PD Piranha also is.
Nice.
I used to have that next to Bullet Bill, so I was trying to trip you up, but Captain Thorn is not. Swamp is.
Swab. Yeah.
Bullet Bill is. Yep. Hammer Bro is.
No.
Yep. Koopa Troopa is.
Yeah, obviously.
Scuba Troopa is not.
Damn. I was like, when I went into spelling, I was like, he's either doing that to like make it seem more official or not. And I was like, I don't really care at this point.
So you got 12 out of 20.
I'll take it. That's fine.
What's that? 60%?
Yeah. It's not great, but oh whoa, Sage doing math. Bang bang.
Yeah. It's not my strong suit.
You got that time. Don't put yourself down. All right. So I was gonna do one. Steam broke the record for concurrent users. It's by the way, it held the previous record. What is the new record for concurrent users just using Steam? Dun, 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 dun.
Did I answer this one before?
No, it was Cyberpunk.
All right.
This is just general, like people on Steam, like all playing different games.
14 million.
24.7 million.
Damn.
The previous record, also by Steam, was 22 million. Pretty good. All right. Cyberpunk had a lot to do with that spike, apparently. But anyways, let's go to everybody's favorite time of day or episode, and it's month. It's time of the month because it only comes out once a month.
I guess so.
I'll put a period on that thing, or maybe an exclamation point. So many levels in my jokes. So many. Okay, let's go to the NPDs, baby. What are these? These are the data tracking sales for physical and digital. Not all have digital copies, but we get what we get, baby. Nintendo, for example, doesn't share its first-party digital sales, and Activision Blizzard does not provide its Battle.net sales. Take-Two does not always share its digital sales. Now that we have covered that, let's do MPD trivia. That sounded good. Like I put my nose on it or my ears on it, whatever. I
Please don't put anything on it.
I think I need like a drink or something. I have so much coffee. I'm like just going off the wall.
I think you need a downer.
Well, my ADHD, I haven't taken my ADHD meds and it'll be 3 years at some point in time. So it's been a while. So it's just pumping through my veins. Yeah. Anyways, like I said, NPD, baby. Let's get
sleepover last night, and Justin's really excited.
It was a fun sleepover. Watched a lot of Middle Edition Schwartz. It has nothing to do with my current effect or voice pattern at all. All right. Anyways, top of the charts. This one I actually have the top 20 instead of the top 10.
Oh, I'm only doing top 10.
I think we might. Okay, so we are going to have. Ooh, such a good idea. I know, right? Thanks. All right. That was a conversation with myself. All right, top 10. Here we go. There are, should have counted this before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many new ones are in the top 10? I just told you.
I'm going to guess 5.
But how many old ones are? I was trying to trip you up there. I was like, is
knocking the math questions out of the park all day.
I was trying to give you a layup. I really was kind of hoping you'd be like 4. I'm like, no.
They call me El Calculadora.
Okay. All right. So there's 5 new ones. So I won't make you guess. All the other ones have changed positions. So all 10 are new positions. 5 are new games.
Okay.
What are the 5 new games? This is again. So we're in December. This is November's charts.
Miles Morales.
Okay. What, do you want to give me the number or the numero?
Is it 3? It's whatever one was remade for PS5 release.
No. The number on the NPD, not the number of the game.
Oh, gotcha. I'll go 3 actually for that.
Okay.
Miles Morales, I'll do number 1.
Wait, which one did you just do 3?
Dark Souls.
Okay, I thought you said okay. Dark Souls. I honestly thought you're not going to know that. Also, it doesn't. They didn't remake Dark Souls. It's Demon Souls.
Demon Souls.
I'll give it to you, even though I had to correct you. So it's going to be half a point. That was it, and that's how we do that. Okay. So 3 Demon Souls, 1 Miles Morales. I also didn't tell you what numbers are new.
That's true. Bug Snacks.
Bug Snacks talking.
I'll put that at like 10.
Okay. Fucking no love for the snacks, baby.
I mean, that's a hard one to sell for like everyone.
Sure. Okay.
I'm gonna say that Tsushima's still on there. We'll put that at 8.
Okay.
New game. Was there a new Gears game?
I don't know.
If there was, I don't know if I'd know the number.
That's for me to know and you to find out. What time is it? Get a watch. Time for you to get a watch. That's the joke.
Gears of War 5.
Okay. What number is Gears of War 5?
7.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Okay.
I'm going to put that at 5.
Okay.
Is that 5 new ones?
That's actually 6. Well, because you said Ghost of Tsushima. But
well, that's not new, yeah.
Right. So but you did give me 5 new ones. That
okay,
you think is
cool.
New, so.
Then I'm going to say Chell, and I'll put that at 4.
Okay.
By
the way, we got it. After 32 fucking episodes, he calls it Chell, baby. Yeah. We did it.
Let's go Madden at 6.
Okay.
What number am I missing?
You need you have no 2.
Oh. And
you have no 9. 2 and 9.
9, I'm going to go GTA 5.
Okay.
And 2. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like
That's good.
What were there any launch titles for Xbox? Ooh. I hate
Thinking
the racing game.
Sure. Are you thinking Forza?
Yeah.
Okay. You want that to be number 2?
Yeah.
All right. One, I love that you went through all 10. I was only going to make you just guess 5 new without giving me the numbers, but you did. So we'll do that. It will make it more fun for the viewers. So number 1. Oh God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. All right, let's go with. Okay, so Demon Souls is good. I'm going to go through the ones that you said were new.
Yeah,
and then I'll just tell you all the numbers. Demon Souls. You said Dark Souls, so half point. But Demon Souls is in the top 10. Miles Morales is in the top 10. Bug Snacks is not in the top 10.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima, not in the top 10.
Oh.
Gears of War 5, not in the top 10. Came out like 4 years ago.
Is there a 6?
There's Gears Tactics came out recently. Assassin's Creed Valhalla in the top 10. Shell, unfortunately, not in the top 10. Very sad. We're all sad about it. Everybody's sad about it. Everybody knows that.
I'm not sad about it.
Shut the fuck up. Madden in top 10. GTA 5, not in the top 10. Take-Two doesn't always share its digital sales. Gotcha. Take-Two Interactive is who publishes that.
Okay.
What was the last one? I just wrote like Forza.
Oh,
yeah. I even like Forza is also not in the top 10. All right. So number 1, which I cannot believe you did not mention, because I thought we were referencing the last time, is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. The new Call of Duty came out.
Yeah. Yep.
Pretty big.
Just talking about it yesterday.
I literally told you like how it owns the thing. Like I think we had the conversation this morning as well. But Call of Duty owns, but I think you just didn't realize it came out. So Call of Duty, number 1. Number 2, so your number 1 was Miles Morales. It is not. Number 2 is one you did guess, but it was your number 5 is Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Okay.
Number 3 is Spider-Man Miles Morales. Number 4 is Madden. Number 5, it's a game I don't give a shit about, but also is published by Take-Two Interactive, is NBA 2K.
Yeah. I was going to go like FIFA or NBA, but I don't know what time they come out. So
yeah, that was interesting enough. 2K was 13 last month, but it was 5 this month. Yeah, so they must have some content out there. Another new game that you did not get was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Budget on it's a Nintendo game, number 6.
Isn't that like a card game or a?
It's the game that I read, Sage. I don't know what the fuck it is because I don't play it. All right, even though I know a bunch of other games. All right, number 7.
I love
which I mentioned in this
Switch,
podcast.
But you still have like this awkward anti-Nintendo.
Yeah. Like I have Switch Online. I play like Pokemon. I'm like, fuck Nintendo. I don't have an anti. I love Nintendo. It's just that I also like don't play all their games because some of the games are just fucking stupid. Whatever. 7 is Watch Dogs Legion, which we mentioned on this podcast. Yeah. And it was number 3 last week. Number 8 is AC Animal Crossing New Horizons. Number 9 is FIFA, which was number 1 last week. And number 10 is Demon Souls, which you gave number 3. So you put some respect on it. But it's not, because remember, it only came out on PS5.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, it's still pretty good. So you got there. Again, I do have the other 20. Nintendo fucking owns.
Just the fact that I didn't sit here silent and think of 3 games is really all I'm proud of. I was not expecting.
No, it was better this time. I am going to read off 11 through 20 just because
it's like this podcast is rubbing off on me.
You're learning. Still not listening to when I tell you games that are definitely going to be in some trivia, but we'll get there. Watch our video. But yeah, Nintendo out of the 11 to 20, so it's 10 games. How many of those games are Nintendo's?
2.
Okay, so you're all still not listening to me within the last 2 minutes because I was like, holy shit, they own this. Out of that, I think it's 6 or 7. Damn. 11 is Mario Kart 8. 12 is Super Mario 3D All Stars. 13 is Just Dance 2021. Didn't even know they were still making those fucking games.
Yeah.
14 is New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. 15 is Luigi's Mansion 3. 16 is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. 17 is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. 18 is Marvel Avengers.
What's
Coming
Mario
back,
Kart
baby.
Live Home Circuit?
It's a fucking Nintendo game, Sage.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it.
Yeah. It's, 19 Mortal Kombat 11 and 20 is Ghost of Tsushima. But yeah, I mean, Nintendo's doing. If you look at the top 10, you're like, oh, where the fuck's Nintendo? They got like 1 or 2. If you look at the top 20, it's like, holy shit! Out of the top 20, they have like 9. Like, so almost 50% of the top 20 games, at least that they get reported results on, which Nintendo doesn't share its first party digital sales. So these are only physical sales.
It's kind of dope.
So if you get the digital sales, it's their top.
I feel like Nintendo is just like the Google of the world. Like, you don't get as respect when you're talking about like the next system, the newest and best iPhones, PS4s, Xboxes.
Well, I mean, they got the Pixel and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe,
like that's what I'm saying is like everyone's always like hyped up about the newest iPhone.
Well, it's because you got like, green text. No one likes that shit. You got blue text, baby.
But the fact that like it still owns such a big share of the market, even if it's not like the top.
It fucking dominates. I still can't believe, honestly, the most surprising thing about the NPDs, what was it for you? Because I feel like that's a good question. I should actually ask. What was the most surprising? So we'll wrap this up. What was the most surprising NPD thing that stood out to you? Or is nothing surprising?
There wasn't a ton that surprised me. I still just like, it makes more sense this year, but I can't get over how many, stop playing footsies with me. I can't get over how many people play like sports games.
I mean, it's huge. Yeah.
It's
massive market.
Yeah. Like if you could do anything in the world and exercise the imagination of like all these developers, and then you're just skating around as he's like, they're getting more realistic, but it's just turn on the TV and watch a game. I don't know. It's still weird to me.
Yeah. Mine was that Just Dance still exists. And then also in the number 13 bestseller chart. Since this is the last one, we'll probably talk about the MPDs. I do also have the list of the best-selling games so far in 2020. So it's everything that's came out. So there's 10. I just gave you a couple games. What are the top 10? Just guess. Don't even give me the top 10. Just guess a couple games that you think are going to be in here. And when you're out of guesses, just say stop, and I'll just tell you if you're right or wrong. Just do that. Do hot fire. Lightning round, baby. Best games of 2020. Meaning could have come out in January, could have just come out in November, but it has the highest sales. So best sales.
GTA 5.
Okay.
Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Warzone.
Not a game.
Call of Duty.
Which one? There's multiple Call of Duties this year.
Cold War.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
I know there's another big one I'm missing. I mean, there's obviously a lot that I'm missing.
Of course.
Let's go Madden just to double down on that.
Okay. Interesting enough, there is a difference between best-selling games of the last 12 months and best-selling games so far in 2020. Because the last 12 months would include stuff from last November, which this is just the year of November.
Yeah.
But we're not doing that one. Just
let's go Mario Kart 8.
Okay.
Wii Fit. Or is that still what it's, whatever the Ring Fit thing.
Okay.
And yeah, Nintendo Ring Fit. I don't know. That one that was like, that went from 1,000 to like number 4.
This is like me like telling you to shut the fuck up and continue. Like, okay. You got to guess it?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna hit yourself for a couple of these.
I am.
All right. One. Thank God you said Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Not only is that on this list, it's number 1 on this list, and it just came out last month, and it's the best-selling game so far of the year.
Holy shit!
Yeah, those things. Number 2, which was number 1 until Cold War came out, was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So 1 and 2. That's why I told you to tell me which one. So you didn't get that one, but you did get the number 1. Number 3 is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Number 4 is Madden 21. Number 5, which I'm surprised you did not say, is Last of Us 2.
That's the one I was missing.
That's
when I said Ghost of Tsushima, and I was like, "There's obviously a big one that I'm missing." That was it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "You might hate yourself for that," because that's like
we were like they were going head to head like back in
Number 6, Ghost of Tsushima. Number 7 is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which you did not say to me this time.
No, yeah, I did not
Number
expect
8
it to pull ahead that quickly.
Yeah, number 8 is Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was a big one.
Yeah.
Number 9 is Marvel's Avengers, which they apparently lost a fuckload of money on because a lot of people bought it. Yep. And number 10 is Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Oh, that did make it. I assumed that it wasn't up there long enough. Nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Call of Duty came out last month and is number 1.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes just like how big of a it's. Some of these are iterations of we've been out for months, so the sales are going to go up, and some of these are like we're just like putting it down, measure me, putting the dick down, measure me, which is, I mean, that's just, yeah, that's that. I mean, that is Call of Duty. It's no matter what you think, that's what that fucking is. Which is why I'm saying, I think this is. I would be interesting to see the Cyberpunk sales in these because they're going to be in there next month.
Yeah,
in January. So we'll get that. We'll go. So we'll be back. The NPDs for January. Come on, let me go to my boy Matt Piscatella. All right, so we will get the January 15th. The December ones drop. So the January 15th episode ish, probably 17th. I think 15th is a Friday, so 18th. Right? Yeah, probably. All right, 18th we'll do it. So anyway,
I've already expended my math for the episode.
Yeah, that's enough. All right, well, thanks everyone. We went along, but thanks for joining the stream on Twitch. And
I think most people will check out after my trivia. So
I don't think so. I think mine's. I think people like seeing you flustered during the NPDs. But either way, wish everybody happy holidays, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck you want to celebrate.
Have anyone in the chat this week?
Yeah, if you don't, no.
Okay.
I wasn't going to
disappointed him last week.
I wasn't going to say that because it sounds worse. And I'm like, yeah, no one's here. We did have people pop in and pop out, but nothing, no one.
I cut you off saying Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, well, I'm just really happy.
Merry
whatever
Christmas,
you celebrate,
Happy Hanukkah.
or if you're like
Happy
an atheist or anti-holiday, then do whatever the fuck,
Happy end of December.
Yeah, like let's get out of this goddamn year. Like, how about that?
Yep.
But have a good one. Keep gaming. Cyberpunk's fucking worth it, people. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining the stream. Make sure to check it out on YouTube or Twitch now. And bye.
See you later.
We're still recording. Oh, that's right.